Hello and welcome to a second attempt at the Russian Grand Prix. Yes, Pamushas, it is Quali. He was quite good at the last one. He got pole, would have been the second of his career, but the race did crash, very unfortunately. But we are back, and we are back for a 22-lap sprint race around the Sochi Autodrome. I'm joined once again by Levi. Levi, say hi.
Привет, ребята!
Yep, Russian something. And yeah, really excited to see this. Don't have the standings up today, unfortunately. But we can take a look at the drivers as they go through their quali lap. So, Levi, I mean, for those who will have watched the crash race video as well, which I'll upload and link to my channel, will know. But, Levi, who is looking strong in the first race?
I think it will be Knandi, Nuno, if things will go good for him, and Danny.
Interestingly, Eurus was very high after a big strategy gamble at the start that worked for him, Gwetsley, and Andres. Remember, just mute if you're not doing qualifying, guys. Sorry, not doing qualifying, not doing commentary. But yes, they wound their way through this tricky and technical final sector, being careful of that pit wall. Let's see how they've done on their second laps of qualifying. Antti, I think, matched his time, which is pretty impressive. Jaruni, 31.47 for him. 31.32 for Danny. Slightly faster for Pemu. Even faster for Nuno. He is a pretty good qualifier as quali goes. Hanandi with a 31.30, also not too bad, but we're nearly at the end of the session here. We'll have to see how the drivers can stack up. Eurus with a 31.58, can he improve? I believe he was 11th on the grid last time, doesn't improve on that best lap. What will be the grid for the sprint race at the Sochi Autodrome? Gamer takes pole position. Danimator will line up alongside him on the front row. That's Gamer's first pole of the season. Nuno will start in third place. Nandi in fourth. And Nomskar, 10 places higher than he did in the original race, starts fifth. Pamush in sixth. Then it's Jake in 7th place, Antti in 8th, Jaruni in 9th, and for the first time in his Sunday League career, Kraf will start in the top 10, 10th place for RMC, great quali for them. Eurus once again starts 11th place, once again ahead of Kubo, who starts 12th, Razim in 13th, and Truly in 14th, Kado in 15th, Gwetsley in 16th, and once again, there's no surprise, SCP lock out that final row. I believe it was actually Kubo ahead of Eurus in the original quali, I'm not quite sure, but Levi, your thoughts on that session?
Well, it's much more interesting with Gamer taking pole and Pamushas falling down the order compared to the first race.
Yeah, absolutely. He did take pole last time, but unfortunately not like that again for him this time. I think it's Goose who isn't muted. It might be somebody, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, just a reminder to do that as we prepare to get underway for the race here. Sorry, I've got a little bit of ring going on. Whoopsie.
Cloudy start.
We're
here.
underway here in Sochi. Gamer leads us away on the soft compound tire. Most of the grid taking the softs. Pamusha's the only one who starts on the mediums. Danny right behind Nuno. Nobody making up positions yet. Nomskar with a big lag rocket with Eurus. They go into the wall at turn 3, just as we saw Vettel and Kvyat in real life a few years ago. I believe it was actually Kraf who was involved in that lag rocket. Rather, Kado forced wide by Kubo, as well a huge pack up in front. Gamer still in third. Jake's made his way up to second. Fast starting for him. Down the inside of the final corner. Danny gets the switchback done. 3 wide across the line. Pimu already up into that front pack from 6th on the grid. Jake goes to the outside, turns into the inside for turn 3, takes the lead of the race back, and Jake Brad for the second time in his career is leading a Sunday League race. Pimu steams down the inside. Danny's still in the lead there. Nuno and Gamer, Hanandi jumping around a little in the background. Nuno and Gamer side by side going into the right-hander. Jake squished into the wall. Pimu as well on the exit there. He's forced back into the clutches of Hanandi. Nuno and Antti fall further back yet. Kubo there as well. Eurus has recovered well. Little lag rocket between Kado and Andres. 3 wide again into the first corner. Gamer takes the runoff, which does slow him down. Jake is back up into second position. Levi, describe it.
This is much more chaotic and much more interesting than the last time. And still, the race is going really interesting. Truly is now in 8th from the 14th position, which is quite interesting. But Jake is still in the battle for the lead. This is amazing.
He's had experience in the front before. In Assen, his teammate Nomskar was pretty much right there alongside him. Less so today. He's down in 12th position currently. You can see we do currently have a 4-car front pack as we get a big big lag rocket there. I think it was Anti who was forced wide, came back on, and pushed Truly and Eurus just a little bit as we see Cado go to the outside of Pima, who gets a poor exit. I love watching the cars file through that corner. They're so nice. They go down the straight, prepare for the chaos of that final sector. Jake's still involved here. Could he get his first podium of his career? Goose is laughing at something, I think. He's down at the back, 4 wide across the start-finish line. Goose, Girouni, Andres and Guetzli. Guetzli backs out, Andres doesn't. Big issues there. Gamer to the inside of Jay. Gamer looking to get his first win of the season. He's not managed to do it so far this season, despite the fact that we've had 6 different winners in our 7 races thus far. Jake gets passed by about 3 cars in the space of a few corners, and Eurus, who is having the most mental start, who was in a lag rocket to start with, clawed his way back up, got into another collision down at turn 4, and is now back into 6th place. He's battling Cado and Kubo, and they're ahead of Pimu and Truly now, so something must have happened to the FGR and LSA cars. We've got a 4-car pack here for 2nd place. Danny looks to run away and further cement his championship lead. Levy.
Well, I think we'll see the wave of the pit stops very, very soon. Nuno dives into the pits.
As you say it, go on.
Yep. Eurus, Pimushis and Cado go 3 wide. Pimushis gets pushed into the wall. Eurus does a little mistake. Cado is now up to 5th place. Pimushis is following them. Truly is chasing up them. So that is really interesting.
And Nandi and Gamer going side by side on the main straight there. Nuno's very early pit stops dropped him into the back pack. He was down in, I believe it's 16th at one point. He's gotten himself up into 14th now, but he's going to have to fight through traffic. Slow drivers on worn tyres is a pretty nightmarish scenario for any fast SL driver. We'll see how the undercut works though. Can he get himself neck and neck with Danny? Not quite. He's still in the vicinity of Gamer, who goes slightly wide into turn 1, has to fend off Hernandi through turn 3, but is right behind Nuno. Anti yet to stop between them. Rozim right ahead of his teammate is going to tactically let him through and try and hold up the other cars behind as Anti mistake there and forces Nuno wide with him. Rozim needs to get in the way, frustrate these cars as much as he can. Doesn't manage to do it that well. Kubo will head into the pit lane now so as to not disrupt the front pack lead. It was Truly and Eurus running up there. Pamushas, the only driver to have not stopped. He has led a lap and is continuing to lead the Russian Grand Prix. Danny, 2nd, Gamer 3rd, and Hernandi, Rozim, Nuno and Jake running in a very, very solid 7th place. Still potential to make that a lot higher if he can get some overtakes done. Levy.
Hernandi still running 4th, and I think Pamushas will have to pit now. No, he still stays out on these mediums. I don't know what is he waiting for. If he pits now, he will lose a lot of positions.
Levy, I can think of one thing that he's waiting for, and it has 4 letters in it. Do you know what it might be?
No.
Well, we might have it at some point soon, but currently, sunny conditions.
Rain.
Hernandi right behind Gamer, gets the overtake back down on him, swerves across and takes him a bit into the wall, get a little spike there, but we're all good. Still, Gamer right behind Hernandi as they follow through the final corner. Pimu still not into the pits. He knows that rain will benefit him hugely here, but the longer he stretches this out, I think he's going to try and actually take mediums 11 and 11 for the 2 stints, but that is a long way to take those medium tyres. You're asking them to do, what is it, 5.5, nearly 6 minutes of racing time by the time that he gets into the pit lane. That is going to be a big demand for those medium tyres, but for now, Danny's fallen back into the clutches of the likes of Gamer and Hernandi. Can Pimu be the unknown variable here? It looks like he'll be coming in, so he should get out of the way. He's still out there. He's still going for it, and he forces Danny into the wall at the final corner. 4 cars fighting for the lead. Nuno can be invited into this if they continue to scrap. This has helped out Danny a lot. He managed to get through at that last corner. Gamer and Hernandi still yet to overtake the FGR driver who got the pole in the crashed race. Up in 2nd place now, but he needs to make that crucial pit stop. Gamer through on him, doesn't have the slipstream of Danny now, and that could be absolutely crucial. We've seen them fight for wins in the past, as he does get into it now, particularly in Kyalami, and the man who finished second that day on the podium was Pamushas after a late strategy error from Gamer, who, as I say that, has taken the lead of the race off Danimator, hunting down his very first of the season. Can he get it done? Hernandi versus Nuno. This is the battle for the final podium spot. As it stands, they're all on the softs, all the way down to Truly. Jake running in a very respectable 5th, and Urist in 7th, the VAR Challenger League team. Not bad representation from them. FLFs of Nomskar and Kubo. Noms having done basically no practice coming into this race. Running 10th place at the moment. He's behind Truly and behind Pamushas as it stands. Kado, very respectable 6th. Levy, anything to add at the moment?
Not really. Apart from Pamushas being in front of J. Truly on his fresh new mediums, which I think he could stretch to 11 laps again and try to snatch these positions from the leading pack. And we have Danny dives into the pits, and so does Hernandi.
And Gamer will lead the lap. Nuno goes through. This will be a well-timed rain for those two world champions on the grid at the moment. The other one, Nomskar, might like some rain. Not really at the moment, actually. He comes into the pit lane with Jaruni as well, Anti and Rozim. Rozim, one of the only drivers to be running the hards. It's the final two of Gwetzli and Goose, as well as Truly, who are the only other drivers on the hards. We see Truly going side by side with Danny. This is not helping out Danny. A big lag rocket, and the LSAs go all the way round in a full circle. That has killed them. That has absolutely destroyed their race. That's unbelievable. A full spin. Gamer just needs to pit now to cover off Anandi, and that's exactly what he's done. Still fighting for Danny, but we saw a huge lag rocket crash happen at the bus stop chicane at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, and it's once again the man who won that race. It's Truly and Hernandi with one of the biggest Sunday League crashes I have ever seen. Levy, team principal of LSA, your thoughts on your drivers getting in each other's way there?
Speechless.
Pimu leads. He's yet to stop for a second time. We were worried that this race wouldn't be quite as exciting as the last one. You can bet your ass it probably will be if Pimu can hold these drivers off. He hasn't stood on the podium since Kyalami Season 9 Round 7. Before that it was Season 8 Round 2, so he's managed about one per season every season. Not managed it so far in SLX, but can he do it? Gamer gets a really poor run through the final two corners, and Danny, Gamer and Nuno, this trio we've seen fighting for podiums, fighting for wins, fighting for championships so often in the last few seasons. As Danny makes a mistake there, they're all fighting for the race lead here, but they need to get past Pamushas. He lets Gamer through very easily there. Danny might not have such an easy time if Pimu can get in the way. Pimu looking to just slipstream Gamer as they file through the final sector. Goose is in for a final stop. He's got only about 5 laps left to run, to be totally honest. I'm not sure what the idea of that is, but Pimu's still in the slipstream. If he can hang on to slip, he will be able to challenge for a win, a podium, whatever it might be that he's aspiring to hit. But he goes wide through turn 3, a poor exit, and he squeezes Danny into the wall, and Gamer will be thanking his lucky stars. He has the FGR of Pamushas right behind him, who is continuing to hold up Danny, but as long as they're within that magic slipstream range, 0.4 of a second, it doesn't matter, as they go rough into that corner, and Gamer gets a really, really good runaway from the pack now. Danny just swerved out into the runoff by Pamushas, who will try desperately to keep that second place with just 3 laps left here in the Russian Grand Prix. Levy, I'll come to you for another time. What do you think will happen? Who's going to win this?
I think it will be between Pamushas and Gamer, but I think it can be Gamer still because he has softs and they're pretty much worn out, but so are the mediums of Pamushas. But they're more worn out than the softs of Gamer, so it will be very, very interesting. Meanwhile, Nuno can snatch that win. He has much fresher softs than the top 2 now.
Absolutely. Remember, Pimu, one of the only 3 drivers who's taking that one-stop strategy. You get much more realistic in terms of real life. One stop versus two stop here in Russia. Primu is making the one stop work to an exemplary degree, but Gamer has not been driving very quickly in these last few corners. Primu still not re-overtaking him, but they do go 3 wide now, and Nuno gets through. He's side by side with Gamer going into the final corners. We saw them fighting on the very last lap. Gamer, Nuno and an FGR for the lead in the Polish Grand Prix. We've had a repeat here in Russia. Who's going to take it? Gamer for his very first win of the season. Nuno, the only driver to win twice so far this season, could make it 3. And Primu looking for a podium, his first of the season, as he holds up Danny. One sector, just a final few corners left to navigate before Gamer puts his name on the list of winners in the Sunday League X season, and it looks like he will just about hold on to do it. Gamer wins the Russian Grand Prix, Nuno finishes in 2nd place, and Pamushas in 3rd. Danny, then Jake takes 5th, ahead of Hernandi and Kado. Uris and Kubo up in the top 10 as well, and Anti and Noms, season race winners, down the order, fighting for the final top 10 positions. Unbelievable ending to this race, and it looks like, finally, Gamer has managed to win this season. We'll wait for the official final results screen, and he has managed it by 0.04 of a second once again in a sprint race. Pamushas takes his first podium of the season, and Danny just off it. He will be quite upset with that one. I think he's going to be going to some official complaints with the stewards after the race. Jake, 5th place for the Nordic Thunder team. What an outstanding performance for him there. Hernandi in 6th, Kado in 7th. Very good from him as well. Kubo with a highest of 8th place finish here. Uris in 9th, and Anti takes 10th. I think that's his lowest finish of his Sunday League career. He's never finished outside the top 10, but 10th place will be a very rare one on him. Nomskar in 11th place as well. He seldom finishes outside the top 10, but it has happened before. Rozim in 12th, Jaruni 13th place. Truly down in 14th after looking strong early on. I don't think that one-stop strategy really worked out for him. Andres in 15th place has the fastest lap of the race. Well done, Mark, for the Scuderia Paracaro team. Kraft in 16th, right on his tail. Guetzli will take 17th, and Goose, the last-minute reserve for Scuderia Paracaro, is 18th place for him. What a race, Levy. Your thoughts on that?
Speechless.
If you were moving from an LSA point of view just for a second, how did that feel in terms of pure entertainment? Because that was an amazing fight.
Yeah, that was very amazing seeing Jake battling for the lead for some moment.
That's his tied highest ever result in Sunday League, matching his one from Hell Valley. He's definitely going to be pleased with that, and perhaps eyeing up a return to the sport next season. Yeah, I don't know. And your thoughts on the LSA performance today?
Speechless.
Okay, fair enough. It's been a banger, both races here in Sochi. It's produced some amazing racing, some dramatic moments, and a first win of the season. We'll see you next time in Brno, the very snowy, very cold Czech Grand Prix coming up next weekend. But for now, bye-bye.